Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Homeworld Classic Throwback Tournament. Been a little bit since I casted one of these. How many days? Like 4, I think? Maybe more than that. I've just been a little busy recently, but I am here again, and we're going to be casting now today the match in round 1 between Gazerlake here and Sanjo of the Banjo Valley. Now I know you're thinking this is Frolic, but I swear it's not. They just happen to have almost exactly the same color scheme, which is going to be a little bit confusing, but you know, hopefully we'll get over it. Like, oh man, it's going to be so weird when they play each other though, because it's a round robin, right? So everyone has to play everyone else. Anyway, it's tight end versus tight end. That should be no surprise to anyone at this point. This is the first match that I've cast that I didn't actually play, so I'm going to have to be very attentive to figure out, you know, what tech people are going for, because this is all going to be new to me. And obviously, you know, we can't see that kind of stuff, so it's difficult to tell, isn't it? How many fighters is that? I can't really tell. 9 fighters now, so 9 scouts from Sanjo. We've got 9 also from Gazerlake. So it looks like they're both producing them pretty much at about the same speed. This is a player, by the way, Sanjo the Banjo Valley, you probably haven't seen before if you're from DOK. I don't know if she plays that at all. It is a she, by the way. But yeah, I've never played against her myself either, so it'd be interesting to see how she fares. We know Gazerlake is pretty good.
Capital ship drive research.
Okay, capital ship
complete.
drive research is pretty standard. Yeah, you want to get that resource
Support
controller as
frigate
fast as you
available
can.
for construction.
But Gazerlake and Fear have been
Resource
doing a lot of
controller
labbing
available for
together,
construction.
which is probably explaining why he's already seemingly pretty good at the game, because he's been looking into like the mechanics quite a lot more than like I have, for example. So again, I don't really know anything about Sanjo, but I would have to expect Gazerlake probably takes this one, just based on that kind of experience. What's the collector situation like here? We got 3 now for Sanjo, and I assume it was capital ship drive research from her as well, just because that's what you do, right? Got a little sphere going on here, that's always pretty deadly. No aggression just yet from either player though. We got, looks like just 3 also from Gazerlake.
Corvette drive research complete.
And your economy is always going to be a little bit
Light
slower.
Corvette available for
Excuse me,
construction.
if you make these early game scouts, at least I believe so. We heard Corvette drive come out from Gazerlake. He's got 2 research ships, by the way. How many does Sanjo have? Just 1, but an extra collector there, as you can see. And yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like when you make these early units here, obviously you can't make as much eco, can you? So I like to see players get aggressive with them right in the beginning, but it's difficult if your opponent has the defender's advantage. Obviously, your units are streaming in, theirs are just like there once they come out, right? What I've often done is, even though I don't make any scouts, I still go out and try to use them, right? And I use the fact that they're very fast to kind of force my opponent to deal with them, so he keeps his scouts back at home. But it's a little tricky, I suppose. Quite a sphere getting formed over there. Now, if the idea of the sphere is that all these guys are guarding this one, then we can see kind of what Frolic was doing with like the death balls. Although Gazerlake was kind of crunching some numbers there, we found in the code that it actually reduces the damage of the ships if they're in sphere, but it doesn't if they're in custom. But then you lose the ability to attack while you're on the retreat. So it's like, well, which one's better? It's kind of an interesting question. But Gazerlake believes it would be having them in custom formation. Probably not going to be too relevant here, but it is worth considering. Should point out though, the real reason why a sphere formation does more damage is not because of like some kind of hidden modifier like that. It's just because, in fact, the hidden modifier reduces their damage, right? It's just because if they're in a sphere like this, they don't need to fly around to like make a pass, so they just point at stuff and shoot at it. They're like turrets, you know what I mean? So it's very organic the way that the damage is increased when you're in a sphere formation like that. Now, I'm starting to worry Sanjo did not get capital ship drive, because we still don't see a controller, do we? And that, I think, is going to be a problem. Just because in terms of economy, if you don't have a resource controller, you're really gonna suffer when it comes to... Oh, I think I count those guys locking together. If you don't have a controller, and I'm also catching them, you know, splicing through each other, which is kind of weird. But anyway, if you don't have a controller, your collectors have to go so far to you know, dock back with the mothership. Although, that being said, Gazerlake is not exactly the best example of a useful resource controller, now is it? You should probably, you know, worry about that for a second. But anyway, that's completely fine. Ah, yeah, see, I think they were set to guard that one. Yeah, so that would explain why they're, like, so far back. So it looks like Sanjo's doing that. So these guys here are set to guard this guy here. I'm not sure why they're lagging so far behind him, but that would obviously just explain that behavior, even if I'm not sure exactly why it does it. Does that make sense? I feel like I sound kind of foolish by saying that. That would explain this behavior, even though we still don't know why. Like, well, then it doesn't explain it, does it? No, I don't know.
Chassis research complete.
Chassis research?
Assault frigate
yeah,
available
assault
for
frigates.
construction.
So it looks like Gazerlake just going light corvette straight into assault frigates here. And he has made a couple light corvettes. I was about to say he hasn't made any of them yet, which is kind of interesting. I think the idea was kind of like, well, I've got the tech now if you're going to attack me, but I don't necessarily need it, do I?
Thank you.
I'm imagining he knows that these are not resource units. Obviously, you can tell where your opponent is. You get like a little red dot, but you can't tell like how many there are. Not until you get a census array. Once you do, actually, what you see would be this. So it's a lot easier to tell what your opponent's got. But I'm just thinking, Gazerlake can probably tell because of how far away these guys are that it's not resourcers. It's actually military units. And they're coming in now. Looks like they want to strike at the eco, and that's definitely where they would be best, isn't it? In fact, this many scouts, I think, can probably kill off a collector before Gazerlake's even able to respond. So he should definitely be moving now to handle that, because the cat's definitely out of the bag as to like what this is here. And light corvettes, very natural counter to it, but only if they're in position. He's gonna send 5 scouts, but this is a bit more than 5. Yeah, and he's just now actually seen them, so I guess he's just responding to that, not to the sensors ping. Wish I could see the health on this collector, but you'll just have to trust me. He's taking... Oh wait, I actually can. Hey, I actually can. Yeah, like I said, he's taking quite a bit of damage here. You can't sustain this for particularly long, can you? Here come the scouts now from Gazerlake. Do they want to engage this? Because there's definitely a lot of units here. Well, they're not... Oh, okay. No, yeah. Okay, there we go. I was going to say, like, they're not even fighting Gazerlake scouts there. I think the reason for that was because they were set to guard, so they didn't fully, like, intuitively understand, oh, I should probably shoot at, like, the fighters that are attacking me. And now they're all just set to run, and they're just getting massacred. That's pretty unfortunate to see, because I think that the way Gazerlake came in there, I think Sanjo definitely could have taken this fight pretty convincingly too. But just had those guys on the guard command, not on the attacking command. Because these 5 guys here, they came in way too early, they were alone. So if you take the entire formation and then you just tell them to attack, then these guys are dead, like, instantly. And then these guys can follow soon, or you can run away when you see these light corvettes. But either way, you've got options there, but that's a little unfortunate for Sanjo, who, by the way, still does not have a resource controller, though she has got a support frigate now, so we know she has that tech. But, yeah, resource controller is definitely going to be pretty important pretty soon here. Hope you enjoy the choice of music, by the way. If you got any requests, I can actually change that. So... yeah, just go down in the comments below, tell me what music I ought to be playing, and I'll find it. I'll do that for the next cast. I think for the first game, I actually just had like the, what is it? Yeah, this one, the boring menu music playing, just a bit of a choke. For those of you who are wondering, the default key binding for that is like the left and right caret on the bottom right of your keyboard. Here comes a probe. Just checking to see what Sanjo's got here, and it's going to find light corvettes, it's going to find a support frigate. Probably looks pretty standard from Gazerlake's eyes here. You're going to see 2 research ships as well. Pretty good scouting by that probe because it's really just undeniable, like you can't stop it from seeing these things. They move so quickly that even if you're in position to kill it, you really just can't, not until it's already managed to get in the position it wants to be in. By the way, if you go into Sphere, you can kill these things really quickly, and there's no danger, obviously, in it, so that's usually what I do. But yeah, light corvettes will make some
Field
pretty quick work
research
for this.
complete.
Defense field's
Field
finishing now
frigate
for Gazerlake, you heard that.
construction.
That's definitely meta. I think we've seen them in every game so far, although Romper Frolic didn't use them against me, but hey, he ended up losing that one, so what does that say, huh? I had some really frustrating games of Fear. No, I recorded them, didn't I? They're probably on the channel, where like he just uses a bunch of field frigates and then like salvage corvettes. It's like, I can't kill these things, you know? I'm thinking you need to go for ions a lot earlier if you're dealing with field frigates like that. Because unlike in Remastered, you know, ion cannons can actually kill... Is that a crate? I think that's a crate. That's okay, as long as no one gets any of them. But crates are not supposed to be on, so... Anyway. Yeah, ion cannon frigates can actually kill salvage corvettes. It's almost trivial, in fact, if you have enough of them. Because, you know, they have to stand still to pick the unit up, and then it's like, well, if you're standing still, an ion cannon's, like, perfectly accurate, so there you go, you're done, right? In fact, even when the corvettes are on the approach, salvage corvettes are not very fast, so it's pretty easy to catch them. So we got assault frigates coming out for Gazerlake. The support frigate's in the middle somewhere, I think. Nah, I don't see it. Do we have assault frigates coming out for Sanjo just yet? Well, we do have a resource controller. Yay! That's good to see, but I think it's definitely going to be too late. What's the tech like, by the way? Still just 2 on Gazerlake. I think if you have the eco advantage, it makes sense to build more of those guys, but I'm not sure. He still has this very impressive blob of scouts here. He's got 15 of them, so... wait a minute. He must have rebuilt some, otherwise that would say he didn't take any losses at all. Is there like a fuel differential here? No, not really that I can see, but then again, they may have all... No, if they had all docked, they would all be at full health. Yeah, I don't think he lost any
Corvette
scouts in
chassis
that
research
engagement.
complete.
That's kind of insane, actually.
Salvage corvette available for construction.
Salvage corvettes, ooh. Yeah, Corvette chassis just finished now for Gazerlake. Maybe he's... I don't know. That seems like an odd choice because normally you'd go for ions at this point. Otherwise you have some trouble when your opponent comes out with, like, capital ships. But look at this. Sanjo is not going for assault frigates. She's got heavy corvettes now. And heavy corvettes definitely are very good against corvettes, and they're quite good against frigates as well. But the problem is this field frigate here is really going to give that some trouble. You really need ions to deal with this thing. It's perhaps not great, is it? Just the... I don't know, the fact that like we're in such a repetitive meta where it's like, yeah, so you go for a corvette drive, and then assault frigates, and then field frigates, right? But, you know, that's just... It is still pretty fun to play it. I just kind of wish there was a bit more diversity in the early game. But yeah, I think Sanjo's trying to do something different, and we're going to see she just gets smashed with it. But we'll have to see. Shouldn't say that too early. Probe is going to come in and check the tech and going to see those heavy corvettes. And it's going to stop right in front of him.
Surveillance data available.
That's a wise decision. I was just talking about how much damage they do, but the probe is still alive. I don't know, they should really be shooting at this thing. How are you missing this thing standing still? I don't even know, man. That was kind of weird looking, but yeah. I don't know, they just really didn't want to shoot, I guess. Here comes the frigate army from Gazerlake. Like I was saying, this guy here is basically the hard counter to everything that Sanjo's got on the field right now, so... Interested to see how this one will turn out, but I think I've got an idea. Yeah, light corvettes coming against these scouts, by the way, that's also going to be bad news. That's going to be very bad news, Bears. Oh, you don't want this one. You can check the health on these corvettes to see like how long it takes for anything to get into yellow. Oh, and now the field frigate's in position to... maybe not actually. No, it's not really, so it's not contributing to this fight just yet. But it is protecting the assault frigates, and that's probably better, honestly. But yeah, the scouts are able to go in unimpeded. They're probably on aggressive right now, just because his opponent is focusing on those light corvettes. And the corvettes did not take almost any damage at all. Here come the heavies now. The heavies and the light corvettes from Sanjo. But see, the problem with heavy corvettes is that they do actually counter quite nicely, like ion cannon frigates and stuff. But assault frigates are anti-corvette units, so you're always just gonna have some trouble there. And then the heavy corvettes also counter corvettes, but with a field in here, you're not really gonna get any hits on them. So yeah, this fight is not going very well for Sanjo at all. I don't know how obvious it is. If I kind of focus on the health bars, maybe you can see. But they're fighting the corvettes right now, those corvettes from Sanjo, and you can see how much damage they're doing. It's not very much. It's because of that field frigate there. Otherwise, this would definitely go her way. Possibly even with the assault frigates contributing, just because they do damage, but not as much to counter like the fact that you've got higher numbers of corvettes and they're better tech units against these light corvettes here. But with that field frigate though, everything is different. Oh, and the support frigates too, mind you. Although, man, these things take a lot to kill. They're alive a lot longer than I thought they would be, aren't they? Because you've got that interesting situation going on here where there's a counter unit fighting a counter unit. But yeah, that should mean whoever's attacking is going to kill them really fast. You know, you can tell the assault frigates are attacking the heavy corvettes not attacking the assault frigates. But no, it's taking a long time. That was quite a long time to kill off all those frigates there, or the corvettes there, but they did go down eventually. Gazerlake now just harassing these support frigates with the scouts, and he should really set these guys onto evasive, because you can tell they're getting hit a little bit more than they should be, but still, they're trading quite effectively here. Because this support frigate is going to die. What research is that?
Ion cannon frigate.
Ion cannons, okay, that makes sense. I said it was a little odd. He went for what are they? Like salvage corvettes, like the corvette chassis. But anyway.
Attack complete.
But yeah, there you go. Scouts are quite effective at dealing with assault frigates. If your opponent techs to capital ship drive first, you should just go for scouts, like a lot of them, and it'll cause a lot of grief for these assault frigates. The only problem you're going to run into is like field frigates, but yeah, they're very hard to hit, and I'm thinking these guys are on aggressive because they're really taking more hits, I think, than they should be. But the principle still stands. If you have assault frigates getting attacked by scouts, it's not good. Not good news for the assault frigates there.
Support command received.
The other thing is that the big problem for Sanjo is this field frigate, but it's not actually covering the scouts there. So you definitely want them on evasive, but. Or neutral, maybe. Might be a good balance. I'm not totally sure. I think Sanjo's wisened up to it. Yeah, all the assault frigates are attacking the field frigate here, but it's going to take, I believe, infinite time for that thing to die. I mean, seriously, they just will not die when you have support on them like this. The assault frigate already is like tremendously ineffective against it, but then, yeah, with support healing it too, it's very difficult to kill. And yet, look at this. This support frigate is in the field, I believe, and yet it's taking quite a lot of damage. But yeah, Gazerlake seeing that one's going to start healing it up. There are quite a lot of assault frigates here, though, and this one possibly could go down unless the frigate is microed a bit. I think it needs to move, like, right there. Yeah, this thing's definitely taking positive damage, and I think it's a combination of the fact it's exposed, like, its sides here, but also that the field frigate is not as close to it as it should be, because it's, like, in the field but not actually getting the benefit of it. Yeah, it looks like Gazerlake definitely going to lose one of these guys here now. But that probably won't be a huge issue. And I'm still looking for ions, but I don't see any. That's going to be... Oh! Hey, he got it. Yeah, he moved it over to the right side of the field now. So now the projectiles have to cross that field, and they're just unable to hit it. I mean, look at how big of a difference that makes. There's still the same number of assault frigates attacking it, but they just can't kill it now. And I think it's actually going to get killed anyway Gazerlake's not paying attention because these assault frigates are moving into position. No, I think he sees it. Yeah, he's moving into position, or is he just getting bounced around by projectiles?
Target destroyed. Entering holding pattern.
Yeah, he's actually just getting bounced around by projectiles, but he's killed enough assault frigates that maybe he can out-DPS it anyway. But yeah, see, it's a very small distance that the support frigate has to cover. It's a very big one, like a swooping motion that the assault frigates need to be making. Here's another problem. We've got ions, and they're just straight up attacking the mothership. They're just like, yeah, I don't care, man. Looks like field frigates are actually finished now for Sanjo. And that's actually probably good for her, because most of this army is assault frigates now at this point. So I'd say if I were Gazerlake, I'd be targeting this thing now with the ion cannon frigate.
Target destroyed. Holding pattern locked in.
Yeah, okay. There we go. That, I think, has got to be the right move.
Looks like we got the upper hand.
Now, this guy needs support, obviously. Probably not as much as this guy, though. That is fair. But yeah, needs support, and then also needs that field frigate on top of him, because that's obviously where all the projectiles are headed, so you don't want to take that out. Now, I think one ion cannon frigate will definitely out-DPS the support frigate, but the assault frigates here are going to be pretty much useless against it. I would have them actually attacking the support frigate because it's outside of the field right now. I don't know how easy it is to tell, but like, all these projectiles are just getting bounced off. We looked at the numbers for this. They have it in like a text document or something, and it was like 93% of the projectiles or something get blocked by a field. So that's kind of a lot. But yeah, the thing is the infinite field strategy, where you just kind of try to keep yourself alive forever using these field frigates, can't work once we get ions out. Because you can probably outdo the DPS of it with one support frigate healing it, but once you get like 2 or 3 ion cannons, then things get problematic. Uh-oh. Here's another problem, by the way. So field frigate now has got a much bigger role. It just needs to stay on top of these salvage corvettes here, which it's not really doing a very good job of. But yeah, whatever you want to salvage, you just move the field frigate right there, and then the salvage corvettes will basically be like invulnerable to some extent.
Support is on the way. Hang in there.
Anyway, it looks like field frigate is also going to get killed here, and I think the support frigate is it's just miles away. Sanjo not totally recognizing what's going on here either, so these assault frigates are going to be stolen.
Complete.
Cloak generator,
Generator
that's just
available for
rude,
construction.
man. Anyway.
Support command acknowledged.
Yes, there goes the field frigate.
Alert, alert. Ambush.
2 assault frigates getting stolen right here, the 3rd one just on the way. And it looks like he's seen it now, so he's got an assault frigate targeting them, but it's unable to fire with all of its guns because it's being held in place by the salvage corvettes, and now it's being taken out too, so that's not good. And we got support frigates attacking salvage corvettes. This is when you know things are in desperation mode. Motherships are on top of each other, by the way, so that's always fun to see. But yeah, just look at the respective armies here. I think we all know what the outcome of this game is. It's definitely snowballed out of control here. And though a couple scouts that are just standing still here will definitely get killed by this mothership, that's all that's going to happen. There's also no armor, by the way, in this game. There's no like armor mechanism. There's just health. So like, technically scouts are effective against motherships. It's just that, you know, it would take them forever to kill it. But, you know, they do put in just as much DPS there as they do anywhere else. Still, though, I think I'd have them attacking, you know, more notable targets like the resource collectors at this point. Because you never know, maybe there's like a heavy cruiser about to pop out here or something, but... in fact, even if there was, wouldn't it just get salvaged? That'd be terrible.
On the way. Hang in there.
Oh dear, the salvage corvette... No, sorry, the support frigate that was sticking around to attack the... whatchamacallums, the salvage corvettes actually is getting salvaged now. But it can't get taken? What's going on here? There was something funky going on there, and this salvage corvette here like couldn't figure out how to get on there. But yeah, so Sanjo recognized the problem and evacuated this guy. Support frigates, by the way, have a much longer range when they're healing a mothership. I noticed that. It's a little odd. He's just kind of hoping no one recognizes he's like a different color than them. He's like, no, I'm one of you guys, yes? No, he was detected.
See you next time.
What a shame. What a shame.
Enemy assault frigate captured.
Next time.
Now don't be surprised when you see purple units coming out here. In Homeworld Classic, the units don't change color when they get captured, so this is very much Gazerlake's unit, though you may not expect it. I think that's pretty cool, personally. Oh look, there's even a cloak generator out. Sanjo looks like wants to stick this one, but like I said, we all know what the outcome of this is going to be. DPS just slowly going to increase off of the,
Field released. We're letting go.
what do you call it? Like, DPS of the army is just gonna slowly increase, and eventually that'll be the end of it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ooh. Bit of a traffic jam here. No, it looks like they sorted it out. I totally thought they were, like, running into each other there. Oh, well, oh. Yeah, see, like, this is not what you want to have happen. I don't know who was holding the support frigate. They, like, go way too early, man.
Enemy assault frigate captured.
Oh, we got salvage
Heavy
corvettes
corvette
coming out now.
upgrade research complete.
That's a fine idea,
Corvette
but
available for construction.
not gonna work in this case. Mothership is on
Enemy
fire now,
support
so
frigate captured.
that's fun times. Yeah, see what I mean about salvage corvettes being targetable by... Oh my gosh, is Sanjo trying to salvage the salvage corvettes? Because that's like the most hilarious idea I've ever seen. I think that might even work, actually, because they stand still, don't they? I really want to try that now. What happens if you salvage corvettes? Ah, you see she docked some. Now she's launching them out together to see if she can pull off some kind of capture move now. But what are they going after? Looks like they're being given lots of commands, so they keep kind of like bouncing around. I'm not sure what to go for.
Enemy support frigate
Oh, now they're just
captured.
standing still, so... that ain't good. This guy here, he's really good. He's an excellent pilot. Sometimes it's a little hard for the salvage corvettes. They don't totally know where to go. Excuse me.
Attack complete. Entering full.
And that is the end of Sanjo. Sanjo of the Banjo Valley. So yeah, like I said, Gazerlake was going to take this game once that first engagement with the Corvettes really came out, I feel, but hey, it was a valiant effort from Sanjo's part, and I hope you enjoyed it. Catch you next time.